Our quick segue, I get jollies out of just random coincidences, and the fact that Shazam and Captain Marvel are supposed to come out around roughly the same time. It sounds like Captain Marvel is a lot further along. They have it cast. They have stuff that was released at Comic-Con as far as her suits, the scrolls. So they seem a lot further along. But I do think it's hilarious because, for those of you who don't know, Shazam actually was Captain Marvel.
Yep.
And just to make sure that I had it right, I knew a lot of the history of this already, but I want to make sure I had it right. I put some notes. The original Captain Marvel, so Captain Marvel was originally put out there, was not owned by DC, and it was supposed to be a complete ripoff from Superman. And if you look at his powers, he's pretty fucking close to Superman.
He's magic.
Yeah, except he's magic. He says Shazam, and
still nothing happened when he said it.
Right.
Just keeping you clued in.
Yeah, thanks.
This is not a visual podcast.
Boom. One of these days.
That was the computer shit.
So, and then DC eventually purchased it from Fawcett. And that was in 1972. There was also a lawsuit from Captain Marvel, and apparently when DC...
From Captain Marvel?
From Captain Marvel, yeah, sorry. From Marvel. Marvel Comics. You can't make fun of me. You fucking said Joss Whedon's gonna get fired as Batgirl, so fuck off.
Still made more sense.
What I thought was interesting
you don't think
is
he's
that...
had a Batgirl costume on? I guarantee. He's put a Batgirl costume on.
Haven't we all? But what I found most interesting was that even though DC bought the rights to the character Captain Marvel, they did not license the name Captain Marvel, which eventually Marvel did when they created their Captain Marvel.
Right.
So they owned it. There was
a blonde, big-titted version.
Eventually, that was
there was Captain Marvel, which was the alien.
Right.
Yeah.
Marvel, I did not know that.
Yeah, that's how they pronounce it.
Okay. Yeah, and then
Avengers Assemble.
He dies, and
the cartoon.
Okay. He dies, and then Miss Marvel takes over the mantle as Captain Marvel, which I don't know if they're going to explain a lot of this in the movie or anything like that.
Probably not.
But
she's supposed to be in Justice League. Or
oh, she's supposed to be in Justice League, huh?
So, shock, breaking news. Shazam is going to be played by a woman, and that's what I was talking about.
Yeah. Our source,
Natalie Portman.
Our source tells us
she's going to be fighting The Rock.
Oh man, that's fantastic.
The Insider says, okay, so yes, Captain Marvel is going to be in Infinity Wars.
I heard she wasn't though.
I heard she was.
Okay, my source she wasn't.
But my insider says.
Oh, okay. Well, touche. Oh man, so Captain Marvel, from what we know, is supposed to be a prequel to Iron Man 1. It's going to be set in the 90s, which I believe we talked about this on the last podcast. Might have been off air. I'm kind of confused on a bunch of shit now, but I thought that was genius by Marvel, because nostalgia right now is huge. I'm sure it's huge all the time, but for 90s kids like us, the references that are going to be in that are going to be fantastic. Please, right. I hope.
Gak.
Yeah, all that. Nickelodeon.
Hot Wheels.
Cogs.
Cross Crash. Fucking wanted one of those so bad.
Ninja Turtles. There's going to be a bunch of them. I wanted
the Hot Wheels car wash thing so bad. You push the little car and it goes...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the little car wash station and the gas station. Like, you're playing real life, and it's like stupid.
But it was so awesome back in the day.
Cleaning my Hot Wheels.
So, anyways, to finish my last thought on the Shazam Captain Marvel bullshit, eventually DC decided to go away from Captain Marvel and start calling him Shazam, because Shazam was just the word that he said to become Captain Marvel. That Billy or Bobby or
Billy Batson.
Thank you, Billy Batson. Nice. But I think it's kind of funny. There's a lot of things I don't know.
A lot.
Fucking clearly. I don't know if in Supergirl her name was Kara Danvers in the comic book, but Captain Marvel is Carol Danvers.
Right. So
in the TV show Supergirl, her name is Kara Danvers. And when I first started watching Supergirl, I was like, wait a minute, that sounds way too familiar. And I looked it up and saw that. So I feel like they're almost like taking jabs at each other. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking too far into this. And one's like, oh, we're going to release Captain Marvel. Well, yeah, we're going to release Shazam, you know, and just shit like that. So I find it funny that instead of them being so far apart, they're going to be released really close to each other. There was a lawsuit about it. There was 2 Captain Marvels at one point, one for DC, one for Marvel Comics. And so anyways, I get jollies out of weird coincidences like that. So I just want to bring it up if people didn't know. Shazam was not Shazam at one point, but now he is.
You know, the other reason why they want to do it in the 90s is because it's easier to write a prequel. You don't have anything to tie it into. There's nothing there. Tony Stark wasn't Iron Man. You know, Captain America was still in an ice cube. You know, he was still an ice cube. Right. So that's I think what helped Wonder Woman. She didn't have to be tied into anything. Yeah, she could be her own little story.
The only thing that's going to be kind of weird is why, after all of this stuff, if it's a prequel, has she not been in Civil War?
Space.
Has she? Maybe
she's lost in space.
I guess, because Guardians of the Galaxy haven't shown up yet either.
No. And plus, you know, maybe the Skrulls are keeping her captured.
That could be.
You know, using her as a sex toy or something.
Whoa. Why's it got to be a sex toy? Jeez. Too far.
No. How else do you think she gets her powers? Radioactive. Anyway.
Oh, okay. So on to the next
facial.
thing.
Radioactive.
Facial scrub.
Yeah.
You know, from the Skrulls.
Big cucumbers. Big cucumbers.